Hello?
Okay. Oh, so it works.
It works.
And then this is record. Does it look right?
It's going.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Burnett County Judge Brian Wilson. We're going to do things a little differently today, so please bear with us. I now open this public hearing to call for an election for ESD 10 to order. And the time is now 9:02. It is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. We are holding this public hearing in the second floor courtroom located at 220 South Pierce, Burnett, Texas. The petition was to call for an election to create Emergency Service District Number 10. The Board of Emergency Services Commissioners of Burnett County Emergency Services District Number 8, ESD Number 8, has received a copy of the petition for the creation of the Burnett County Emergency Service District Number 10 proposed district. The proposed ESD 10 will overlay the same geographic boundaries as ESD 8. ESD 8 will provide or continue to provide the following services in the overlapping territory if the proposed district is created. ESD 8 will provide fire prevention, first responder emergency medical services, rescue services, and all other services and powers that an emergency service district has authorized, provided, or exercised under Article 3, Section 48E of the Texas Constitution and Chapter 775 of the Texas Health and Safety Code. The election is to allow the affected residents to determine the creation of a proposed ESD 10, which would provide emergency ambulance services and those services and powers specifically related to the provision of emergency medical ambulance services. Is there any public comment regarding the authorization to call for an election of the creation of ESD 10? Yes, sir. Please come forward and state your name for the record.
Good morning, Judge Wilson and Commissioners Court. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Barker Keith. I live at 18201 FM 963 in Bertram, or really the far northeast corner of our county next to Watson. I'm also a commissioner at ESD 8. I serve as your vice president of that board. But I'm talking to you this morning as an individual who required an ambulance in late October 2019 when I first bought my ranch. I was using a piece of farm equipment and I made a terrible mistake. It flipped over and pinned me in my horse arena. My wife used another piece of equipment and winched that machine off of me. And after doing me, she's a doctor of physical therapy, she said, "We got to get you to the hospital right now. Something's wrong here. I'm not going to get thoracic cavities." I called the person that I knew at the time, and that person said, "You're about a half an hour out from the ambulance." My wife was fearful that I would pass away right there. And she put me in the truck and went to Cedar Park at the emergency, and they fixed me up and broke every rib on my left side. Crushed my spleen, but I survived it. And I moved my pelvis in 2 spots, and I had a 4-month rehab period, most of which was at the Burnett County YMCA in the pool. If I had waited for the ambulance, I may not be standing here today to talk in support of this ESD 10 overlay. Now, nobody likes taxes. I don't like taxes, and sometimes as individuals, we get taxed, we don't really see the result of that tax. This support of the proposition will provide a service that's absolutely needed in ESD in the Northeast Bergen County. And that's why I stand here to support it today. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment?
Thank you. My name's Ned Ewart. I'm a resident of the geographic area that's provided services by ESD number 8, and I've also served as a commissioner on the ESD board. I've never talked to anyone who lives in our area that doesn't agree that we really need better emergency medical response times, but I've found it difficult to find people that are enthusiastic about paying for it. And I think that's always the problem with the provision of public services. But what we have tried to do is to create a model that can fund these kinds of services. In our area, presently, any very significant medical event is simply not survivable. We can't get people to medical attention quickly enough that a serious heart attack or stroke can be treated. And those people simply pass away in our area. There's not a way to handle that without providing quicker response ambulance service. And that means having an ambulance within our geographic area. Ambulance service is a little bit different than fire protection because fire protection can be handled by volunteers, but emergency medical personnel have to be trained med tech people and are not appropriately approached through the volunteer process. So I know that in Austin, they have a tax rate of 75 more or less cents for the provision of emergency services. And 27 cents of that goes to simply paying personnel that are emergency responders. So our model is very cost efficient. And if we don't come up with a model to fund this, we just simply won't have those services for those areas. So I ask the commissioners to very carefully consider how great the need is and how absolutely intractable the need to pay for it is. Thank you.
And then you're next, okay?
Hello, my name is William Ide at 1693 County Road 220, which is one of the further reaches of the ESD number 8. I'm also one of the commissioners of the ESD number 8, so I'm coming at it from two sides. And unfortunately, I had a medical emergency, which required ambulance service, which took twice as long as it should have, quite honestly. And then it's another long trip for when they get you to the hospital. So you're falling within that hour or hour and a half sort of magic time that you're supposed to receive patient or care, medical care, is very, very difficult. The county is, in fact, growing, and we're seeing, statistically, we can get this from the county commissioners, the aging population is growing, and the young population is growing, because we've got families moving into the area. I don't think anybody would begrudge getting an ambulance service to an overly active 3 or 4-year-old. They get themselves into some sort of medical trouble, and we need that help, and we need the people that are trained. We have great volunteers, and we have great professional firefighters that are well trained and want to provide the service, and we should be in a position to really look after. So it's not so much, in my opinion, an issue of taxes, but what's the value proposition? How much value do you receive by saving a life over what few cents it may cost you from We've had our ranch for 20 years, so we're somewhat familiar with how things work in the county, and just really hope you can see the importance of it and the value. Thank you.
Come on up now.
My name is Elaine Light, and my husband Ken Light is here with me. We live on County Road 208 between 183 and 209. That's my family land place. We've been there for over 150 years. I have an elderly mother that's 88, and I have a daughter that has heart problems. And it would really, really help for us to have an ambulance service closer. Our first responders are wonderful and everything, but with my daughter having the heart problem, it would really, really benefit us to have this. And so my whole family that lives out there, and there's a total of 7 of us out there, we really support all of this. And my mother couldn't be here, but if she could, she would. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Fran Jones. I live in Briggs Estates, which is 4 miles north of Briggs off of Highway 2657. In the last year and a half, have lost, my husband became very ill, and in the last year and a half required ambulance services. We have wonderful first responders, and someone was at our house very shortly when I called. We waited for an ambulance every time, different amounts, but quite a bit. And he could not walk. He was in danger of sepsis 2 or 3 times. And we were grateful that we even had an ambulance service, but it would have been nice if we could have gotten it much sooner than we did rather than having to wait. I understand that there's going to be a little bit of tax increase, but it's not someone else's tax that's increasing. Our taxes increase also, but we feel that we deserve to get benefits from our tax. You know, we like to share it with everyone. A lot of people are moving into our area. They're going to require help. I'm not a young lady anymore, as you can tell. I'm 84 years old. So some of these days I may need an ambulance. I have a son next door who has a child. They may need ambulances. And many people in our community are going to need this service, and it would be really, really appreciated if we could call an ambulance a little sooner each time. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Clayton Potter. I'm the Assistant Chief Fire Marshal, Northeast Burnett County Fire, which is ESD 8. I'm also a resident of ESD 8 and a property owner. As you can see, the biggest issue we have is getting an ambulance out there. Through no fault of their own, the Burnett Fire Department is its distance. It costs money to run an ambulance. It costs money to fund an ambulance and keep it going. And in order to have an ambulance out there, we've got to find a way to fund it. Our call volume for medical calls has already exceeded last year's. The area is starting to grow. they ever find a way to get water out there, it's going to explode. As Commissioner Byerly knows, there's people already trying to bring subdivisions and RV parks and such in. That does bring a lot more people in. We've got a lot more traffic. We're having more motor vehicle accidents. One motor vehicle accident can have upwards of 8 or 9 patients. That does become some sort of an issue. When we built our fire station 2 on 183, we built it with the intent of fully 24-hour staff down the road, knowing that when the area did grow, we would need that already in place. So we already have the facilities in place, the infrastructure in place for 24-hour staff, restrooms, kitchen, everything. So please take into consideration our need for an ambulance service out there. Burnett Fire Department does a wonderful job. They get there as quick as they can. We work under their medical director, and all of our medical staff are cleared through them. So we operate under Burnett when we are on medical calls. They do a wonderful job. We just need to get them closer to us. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you.
Judge and Commissioners, I'm James Shamard, ESD 8 board member and president. I live in the district as well, near Briggs on Spring Creek Road. Thank you for considering this item this morning, and I'm fully and strongly in support of forming this ESD and putting an ambulance in that area. This is the business I've been in for 35 years, and time really matters when somebody's having a heart attack or serious trauma. Now, we're fortunate that we're neighbors and have right here close Burnett Fire Department. They're one of the most progressive EMS systems I've seen in the things that they're doing pre-hospital care. And I've seen a lot of EMS systems in this country. And we're fortunate that the County Commissioners Court subsidizes Burnett Fire to come out when someone calls 911 and respond to our calls. But as you've heard from the chief and some others, if someone has a heart attack or serious trauma, chances are the event is not survivable. They talk about the golden hour in trauma. That's from the time the event happens to when that person is delivered to an operating room or an emergency department. Heart attack, it's getting them to the cath lab. And time really, really does matter. Now, we've done drive time plumes, and if you look at the areas of Ocala, Briggs, Watson, and then North 183, the average response time on a map is 28 minutes. Depending on where the call is, it could be much, much longer. And again, that's just not survivable. 28 is too long to wait. This proposition provides funding to staff professional ambulance, Burnett, in the center of that district, and make us a full partner of that EMS system and kind of complete what the community needs to provide that emergency care. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name is Ken Campbell. I'm the attorney for ESD 8. I do have a house over in Granite Shoals, but not in this area. But I just wanted to get up here as a resource witness and answer any questions as to how this would work, because this is not a new animal for the state of Texas, but it is a new animal for y'all. And I helped form the first ESDs in this county and represent most of them. And I'm just here to answer any questions as to how you think it might work.
Questions?
Thank you.
We're good. Thank you. All right. Anyone else? Okay. I'll just state on the record that Stephen
Schlumpberger.
Thank you. Schlumpberger has submitted a written comment that would be available to anyone who requests. That I guess overall, not necessarily against the ESD, but or the ambulance service, but the tax related to it. Again, this open hearing is only to discuss the election and not the operations or the setup of this structure. So, any other public comment? Okay, I close this public hearing. The time is now 9:20. All right, I now call the Burnett County Commissioners Court meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. The time is now 9:21. We are holding our meeting in the second floor courtroom located at 220 South Pierce, Burnett, Texas. I call agenda item number 2, invocation and pledges. Lord, thank you for your grace. Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for your blessing on the county. Please, and thank you for the rain. Thank you for it stopping for now. We just ask you to be with us today. Give us grace and wisdom to conduct our affairs before the people of this county and for the people of this county. Thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. I'm moving agenda item number 3 to later in the meeting. I call agenda item number 4. Discuss and consider and take action regarding the petition and consideration requesting the formation of Burnett County Emergency Service District number 10. Is there any public comment? Okay. All right. Do I hear a motion to authorize an election to determine whether to create ESD number 10?
On this, I know their petition had over 150 constituents in the area asking for this to be on the petition. So with that, we'll take it to a vote, or I hope to take it to a vote of the ESD area's constituents. And I move to grant the petition and order the election for the formation of the Burnett County Emergency Services District number 10.
Second.
Okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded.
What date of the election?
Date of the election.
This will be on the November the 4th election, 2025.
Mr. Luther, do you accept the amendment to the motion?
I do. Second.
I'm sorry, one other thing. The order for the election must also authorize the imposition of a tax not to exceed the rate allowed by statute if we're going to tax to fund it.
Sorry, how do I phrase, what are you saying? What do I need to add to my motion?
That the election will also involve the imposition of a tax to fund the district.
What she said. You got it?
Just one second. Friendly to your second.
I second.
So it has been moved and seconded that to call an election to determine the creation of ESD 10 on November 4th that would impose a new tax on the area if the election passes. Is that everything? Okay, and it's been seconded by Luther?
Second, yes.
And so is there any further discussion? Okay. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The motion passes. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call on agenda item number 5. First, we'll hear department updates related to the disaster. Chief Trevino, do you have any comments to update us on since last time?
very brief comments would be, again, to just recognize the significant amount of assistance we received from local law enforcement, EMS, and fire, and all the different precincts. The support was overwhelming, and the support from the community was extremely overwhelming and continues to be overwhelming, and very appreciative to not only the sheriff's office on our tasks, but I think to most of the departments that operate within the county on receiving that. And if I may, that would be, our day has pretty much gotten as close back to normal from a standpoint of command staff and our assignments, and crime doesn't end, and calls don't end, and so we're as close to getting back to normal. There are still some functions that we are providing in relations to the flood. Would it be acceptable to introduce a new member of our staff and an exiting member of our staff that has been with us for a long period of time as part of our update?
Sure, go ahead.
At this time, I'd like to call Lieutenant Christopher Brister, and I would also, and Lieutenant Bennyfield also, please. And I would, first thank the court for allowing us to transition from one lieutenant to another lieutenant, so that there could be the ability for our departing lieutenant to train the new lieutenant. Lieutenant Christopher Brister comes to us with 23 years, 4 months of service as holding a commission as either a jailer or commission officer, and with 22 years of those as a jailer, and comes to us from Lampasas County as the former administrator for the jail. And so Lieutenant Brister comes to us in replacing our current lieutenant. So I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Brister.
Welcome.
And our outgoing lieutenant, which has been commissioned for 23 years, 10 months, so just shy of 24 years with a state license, has served many purposes throughout the state, including jail inspections, and came to us with a great amount of experience. She has served the Burnett County Sheriff's Office well, and has 14 years, 9 months of service to our county as a lieutenant with the Sheriff's Office. And we are going to dearly miss her, and we would like to congratulate her on her retirement.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Office of Emergency Management. Derek Marcio.
Derek Marcio, Burnett County Office of Emergency Management, Emergency Management Coordinator. So the last 2 weeks, of course, has marked kind of a transition from response operations to recovery. And of course, from July 11th through July 18th, we had the Multi-Agency Recovery Center, Resource Center open, which involved all of our heavy hitters here in the community, whether it be from Community Resource Center to the Arc of Highland Lakes, the American Red Cross, Blue Bonnet Trails for mental health, too many organizations to honestly list. But through that effort, we've managed to serve 527 individuals and families that took advantage of it. On July 19th, we transitioned to the Disaster Recovery Center, run by Federal Emergency Management Agency. As a part of that contingent, they do have, of course, FEMA is there providing their direct assistance, Small Business Administration to handle any other pieces that may not be handled by FEMA directly. We do have the AgriLife Extension Office represented there for any agricultural losses and needs. They do have a long list of resources for ranchers and farmers to take advantage of to help rebuild fences and help with any other agricultural needs. American Red Cross is still represented within the DRC. Texas Rio Grande Legal, helping with any sort of legal needs, especially maybe even a denial of benefits from FEMA. There is an appeal process, so if people are denied, there is still a process to appeal that decision. And Texas Rio Grande Legal can help moving that forward. Texas Department of Insurance, there to answer any questions about insurance policies. Bluebonnet Trails Mental Health is also represented today. So for anybody requiring any critical incident stress management or just counseling in the aftermath of this event, that service is still available in person at the DRC. So far through the DRC, we've had about 79 total people take advantage of it as of closing yesterday. As a note, the operational hours for this facility is 8 a.m. through 7 p.m. daily, 7 days a week. As for an update of kind of from the volunteer and community organizations, the ARC of Highland Lakes is currently managing about 374 cases for various levels of assistance. And right now, we get about 10, probably less, folks who are currently in temporary housing situations being moved into more longer-term solutions. And for the debris site, of course, I'm going to pass that on to Mr. Darling over there, who has the most current information.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Herb Darling, Burnett County Development Services and part-time emergency management. I just want to kind of echo what the chief had talked about, the outpouring of volunteers and people is just totally amazing. This has been one of the quickest, I'm not going to say recovery, but quickest rush to assistance to help people get their properties cleaned up and try to get their lives back to normal as soon as possible. And that's one of the basic tenets of emergency management, is getting society back to normal. This would not be possible without the cohesion and teamwork of Burnett County, City of Burnett, and a host of other agencies and volunteer organizations. So tip my hat to those people. The temporary debris management site will close to the public Friday, July 25th. That's this Friday. It will still be open for county intake if we have some things through the county that need to come in, but it will close to the public on Friday, the 25th. Would remind people that only flood debris is accepted. Some people have seen this as an opportunity to chunk their junk, and they have been turned around at the gate. Would remind people that this debris needs to be separated. We don't need everything in one pile. We don't have the ability to separate it. Construction, demolition, metal, appliances, brush, separate it out. You've got to unload your own stuff. Another thing too, we've seen an influx of people bringing brush. If your property is big enough to burn that debris on, you're out in the county and you have the ability to burn it on site, do it there. Do not transport it into us. We did have TCQ on site Friday to do a site review, and I would like to compliment the maintenance department, Tetra Tech, and the City of Burnett for their cooperative efforts to make sure we have a safe and properly maintained site, and they've done a really good job of that. Any questions? We are working with auditor to get the contracts in place for the long-term solution, the end haulers taking that pile to the dump. I will work with each commissioner individually to make sure we have your areas cleaned up prior to closing out this site. Any questions?
Do you foresee having to do recovery of Freon refrigerators?
Yes, sir, I do. It's a small amount. It surprised me, the appliance pile is not as big as I anticipated it would be. I would anticipate probably about 50 refrigerators right now for Freon recovery. We're also looking at the contractor we use for the FOPAID HHW event to do that for us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Herb. Thanks, Derek.
All right. There's no report on facilities and unless the road and bridge folks have something to report, then we'll just go ahead and move on. Okay? All right, before I call agenda item number 6, or before agenda item 6 is called, I recuse myself from deliberation on these next 3 agenda items, 6, 7, and 8, to discuss representation for the county for all residents for the county to be considered by the Vernon County Commissioners Court. I have filed the appropriate affidavit with the clerk. I will not participate in this executive session or any discussion regarding this matter to avoid the conflict or even the appearance of conflict, since my wife and I own property along one of the proposed power line routes. I pass the chair position to the Commissioner Pro Tem, Commissioner Dockery.
Thank you, Judge. I would then call agenda item number 6, discussion with the Vernon County Commissioners Court and County Civil Attorney and our county attorney in accordance with the Texas Government Codes 551071. The Commissioners Court reserves the right to adjourn into executive session at any time during the course of this meeting to discuss any matters as authorized by the Texas Government Code, including but not limited to, and the one item we are going to into executive session for is to discuss confidential attorney-client legal matters pertaining to Vernon County's response to Bell County East to Big Hill 765 kilovolt transmission project per section 551071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with attorney. It is 9:37 a.m. and so we'll adjourn into, not adjourn, but recess into executive session, and we anticipate being in there
Less than 30 minutes.
30 minutes. So anyone that'd like to stay is welcome.
Get his wife to start picking out your tires.
Still waiting for.
Glasses.
Hold the button down until it turns on.
You'll see blue. Oh, it's already on, right?
County Clerk, are we live? Are you good? Got the recording? Is the recording on?
It is now. I got it. It's on.
Okay. We're back in session at 10:38 a.m. I'd call agenda item number 7, reconvene in open session, and move on to number 8. Judge, do you wish to have the floor back at this time?
Is there any action on number 8?
I think there will be.
Go ahead.
There may be. Okay, agenda item number 8, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding items discussed in executive session. Discuss and consider taking appropriate action on entering into a contract with a law firm to advise and represent Burnett County in response to the Bell County East Transmission Project, LCRA/Encore electric line. And item B is discuss and take appropriate action on a line item transfer. Let's start with agenda item 8A at this point.
Okay. Obviously, the 765 line's been proposed. They've had their public hearings. We're trying to assess as a county what type of stances we can take and things that we need to look at. So we just had a consultation with a law firm, kind of talking about the line and how it came about and where it's headed and where it's going. So from a county standpoint, it makes it difficult because if we start getting into route discussions, it starts to push it on, take away from one landowner to another. So it makes it difficult to, in my opinion, for us to start getting into the route discussion. But what I would like to see us focus on, and with the help of this law firm, is to focus on health and safety and what are the things we want to do to protect all of our constituents from those in and around it to directly affected. So I think we can come up with an amount of money to engage this law firm and get some experts to help us focus on health and safety of the constituents as well as protecting Burnett County as best we can throughout this process of this line.
I agree. I think that the best option would be to avoid the line altogether. But I don't know that we have, that option. So looking at all the pieces coming together, if the line were to go through, would be our concern.
Yeah, health, safety, and I'll add environmental as well to that. And so I think we can justify spending some money to get some answer to those questions because we don't know. Is that fair, Randy, to say that? And so I guess, is there any public comment on this before we? Sure. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Make sure you state your name.
Hi, my name is Judy Gracie, and I am on the transmission line, and looking, I've been really diving into this. This is really going to devastate my property. So I was looking into two of the options, and I don't know if you've seen this article on about where the route goes, and there are existing high voltage lines that go north of us. So if I can I give those to you?
Sure.
And, for me, I totally agree with you that we're not going to get into the routes and that, but I'd like this vetted is why isn't these existing high voltage lines being used? I mean, they say that these right-of-ways have already been through environmental impact study and that they've met all constraint use guidelines mandated by the PUC. And the clearing work has already been done for a 150-foot easement on the north one. And the north easement goes from Lampasas to Temple, pretty much. So, I really don't know why that wasn't a proposed route. So, I think, in my feeling, that's where I would like to see some money spent. And also just working with Pete Flores and Senator Pete Flores and Ellen Troxclair, so to get their opinion on it. So that's just, it's already there. I just can't see why you'd have to come through generational ranches and this is devastating people's life dreams and finances, and it's really stressful. So anyway, so that part of it. On the other side, I did do a open records request through the LCRA, and basically they've sent it to the Attorney General for a, they said that there's a pending litigation, exception that they want not to release the information. So it's one of those things that, again, through working with the state reps, I think they are privileged to that knowledge. So I think that that could be really worthwhile to just get an answer. Why aren't they using existing high voltage transmission lines? That to me is like, especially when you look at the route on that deal, that the line is shorter. What are you doing? So anyway, that's my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gracie. Any other public comment?
Okay. Well, I guess on that vein and on what we've talked about before, then if we can, let's see, how's it worded? I'd like to move that we do get Mr. Levitt and the county attorney to draft up an engagement letter to engage a law firm to help us with developing and learning where we can stand on health, safety, and environmental aspects of this line.
Do you want to set a limit on that?
And then, I would say, based on conversations for now, an amount not to exceed $20,000.
Okay, is that a motion?
Yes.
Second?
A motion and second to have our legal counsel engage with an outside firm for up to $20,000 to investigate Burnett County's participation and standing in this project. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Please note for the record that the judge is present but not voting. So we'll go to item B, discuss and consider taking appropriate action on a line item transfer to fund professional service from the Professional Services Fund in order to engage a law firm to advise and represent Burnett County in response to the Bell County East to Big Hill 765 transmission project. So we're taking action to allocate the funds. Now we need to have somewhere to get the funds from, so that would be from professional services. And we do have the funds to do that.
And I'll make that motion to initiate that line item transfer to fund it from that line, from professional services.
Okay, yeah, it shouldn't have to be a line item, it would be just
Or,
fund it
yeah.
out of.
We need to fund it from
professional
professional services.
services. Okay.
Second?
A motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
And then I guess we'll continue to have this on the agenda as things develop.
Yes.
It'll continue to be on the agenda as things develop.
Yes, we will carry it as a regular item every week.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes any actions that had to do with executive session, so I will allow Judge Wilson to resume his chair.
Okay, and again, noting for the record that I did not vote on either one of those items or participate in the discussion, and the affidavit is appropriately filed with the clerk. I call agenda item number 15. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the request for a replat of lots 122, 123 Quail Valley subdivision, section 2, to be known as lot 122A, Quail Valley subdivision, section 2, a combination of two lots into one. Commissioner Luther, I call on Mr. Darling.
Good morning again, Judge Commissioners. Herb Darling, Burnett County Development Services. Quail Valley is a platted subdivision in Precinct 1. They wish to combine two lots into one.
Move for approval.
Is there any public comment? Okay, hearing none.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this plat subdivision. I'm sorry.
Replat.
Replat, thank you. And is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 16. Discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the final plat of Clearwater Landing at LBJ Phase 3 commercial tract consisting of one lot on 3.734 acres out of William Simmons Survey number 121, abstract number 777, located on FM 2342 near Legends Parkway. Commissioner Luther and Mr. Herb Darling.
Judge, you remember last court, we had the preliminary plat hearing for this. It's a one-lot subdivision that will consist of storage units for Clearwater Landing.
Is there any public comment? Seeing none, do I hear a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this item. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. I call agenda item number 17, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding a request for a replat of lots 142, 143, 144, and 145 Shady Acres subdivision, Shady Acres, Section 2, to be known as lots 142A and 143A, Shady Acres, Section 2, a combination of 4 lots into 2. Commissioner Luther and Mr. Herb Darling.
Judge, it's a combination of 4 lots into 2 out there. It's reduction of density.
Is there any public comment on this item? Okay, seeing none, do I hear a motion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this item. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, that all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 18, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the final plat approval for Madigan subdivision consisting of 1 lot on 2.923 acres out of the Maria C. Salinas Survey number 17, abstract number 776, located in the 1000 block of County Road 414. Commissioner Dockery and Mr. Herb Darling.
Gentlemen, this is just a simple 1-lot subdivision. We had the preliminary on it 2 weeks ago, and this would be the final approval of it.
I would move for approval.
Okay, is there any public comment on this item? Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this item. All those further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, return to item number 9, please. I call agenda item number 9, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding acceptance, ratification of community donations due to the local flood disaster. We've got a donation from Lone Star Paving for 1,000 tons of cold lay material, and B, on-site fuels for a donation of dyed diesel to the county operations for flood relief. Commissioners, we continue to receive aid from all over the area and the state. We are grateful for these 2 donations included on the book today. Is there any public comment? Okay. Do I have a motion to accept these items?
Move for approval.
This material, if you will.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any, that we accept these donations? Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call on agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding work order number 25314 with KC Engineering to perform the engineering design of emergency repair at County Road 340 and County Road 341 at Hamilton Creek in an amount not to exceed $54,870. I call on Commissioner Collier.
This is basically engaging KC Engineering to engineer the approaches for both bridges at County Road 340 and 341 to design and engineer them where we don't have, or hopefully we won't have these problems again. You know, it's basically going to make the concrete come up a little higher, put concrete aprons and come up higher where we don't have the washouts.
So based on our FEMA meeting yesterday, if you don't mind a question, one schedule was for restoring what was there, and the second schedule was to do something beyond. This is just the engineering work, but...
This will be the restoration side.
Okay. Not just putting it back the way it was, or improving it?
341 is, we haven't restored it at all. There's so much damage.
Okay.
It's going to take,
all right.
We might as well go back with it.
Yeah.
To the restoration to like it was or better.
Okay.
340, we temporary did both approaches to where they can go across. So this will be, I guess part of it is recovery and part of it is restoration.
So with that in mind, what we'll do is I mean, assuming that the commissioners want to proceed with that, then we'll be sure to meet early on with FEMA to figure out how this approaches. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get with Derek and FEMA and make sure we understand where the engineering side, in other words, figuring out what we should do.
Get an engineering,
Yeah.
some plans surveyed, and an engineer's estimate of what it's going to cost, and then we'll have to come back.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be, you do need to have demarcation points within that engineering, though, as to what is restoration to what was currently there, previously there, versus mitigation. In other words, improving it beyond what was there.
Because FEMA will pay for both. We just have to be careful that we understand what we're presenting them at the application, because they'll pay 75% of the cost if we do this right. So we'll work together. Okay. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay.
I move for approval.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the engineering design for the emergency repair. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The motion passes. I call agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding authorizing the auditor to hire temporary assistance for up to 6 weeks, not to exceed $15,000 for disaster-related processing. And so I don't know if the auditor's here today, but basically we're just have a whole lot of procurement and a lot of things going on related to both tracking the material, the information for reimbursement that we're going to plan on receiving from FEMA for much of the work that's gone on in the sheriff's office and the precincts. So I just think it's a good idea to give them some temporary assistance at this time.
And this can be funded from the money we pulled out last time?
It can be. I'll work with the auditor to make sure it goes out of the right thing, but it seems like that's the best place to do it. But if not, they do have some lapsed salaries to pay for it. So either way, we'll be sure to track it carefully.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Okay. I'm going to Byerly, and I'm going to call on Collier as the second. Is there further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 12 to discuss, consider, and take appropriate action by selecting a quote for the new server from SQL Data Systems Incorporated to be funded out of 10040905750 machine and equipment line item to SQL Data Systems Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $66,745. Commissioners, this is a server purchase, is an exempt purchase under the state law because it's selected from a cooperative purchasing agreement or system. However, based on Burnett County's adopted policy, since the amount is greater than $50,000, it needs our approval. So on one hand, it's over $50,000, which normally would require a bid, but because we bought this from the cooperative purchasing agreement, but we have an internal purchasing policy adopted by this Commissioners Court that says you have to approve it. So I recommend approval.
Was this budgeted, or where is it coming from?
It's coming out of this line item that under non-departmental. It's listed as computers and servers. And
Yeah,
so
this is actually something we've been working on since '23.
right.
Oh, it's part of that, okay, thank you.
Second.
Who made the motion?
Who made the motion?
I'll motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, about to say you had a second.
I was like, wow, I got a second without a motion.
Whoever makes a motion, you got a good chance getting a second.
Pushing it. Okay, Byerly moved and Luther seconded. Is there any public comment? Okay, seeing none. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Let's see. Y'all have to help me out here. I call agenda item number 13, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the county attorney for the FY26 proposed budget, review of statutory changes and pay increases, consideration of county attorney stipends, and review of any other statutory requirements for the county attorney's office. Is there anything, Mr. County Attorney, did you have something you wanted to say about this?
In regards to the county attorney's office,
Just, I guess the one thing we do seek is approval for us to go seek our SB 22 grant. That's coming up. I think we can start making the application on the 2nd of August. So we will, like your permission or blessing, to do that, and that would be grant money from SB 22 from the state if we were to obtain it. Outside of that, I believe you guys are looking at, in the budgeting process, a couple of requests for modifications of what do you call it? Classifications. One has, and I believe I've sent out an email in regards to this. One has to do with the traditional thought that I heard the other day regarding, hey, we need to look at these requests and see if the job requirements have really changed so much as to whether or not it really is justified to change the classification. One falls into that request, and then the other one, though, is a little bit different because it's more of an equality situation in regards to the first assistant and trying to make sure that the pay is the same as with the other first assistants from the other legal firms that are associated with the county. Other than that's all we're looking for at this point.
Okay, any action that will be taken at this time? Do I hear a motion?
Can we do the SB 22 funds under review of statutory changes, because that is a statutory?
Yeah, I think we're working right now. I know before I came in here that Jana was finalizing the SB 22 funding request, and so I think it'll be an agenda item on the next meeting. So
okay.
if you don't mind, I'll wait till the DA, the county attorney, will turn in. So under the law, that's kind of a quirky little thing. I have to apply for the sheriff's, and then the county attorney applies for his own. They all do it through the county, but through the county governance. But then the county judge is somehow, I know the sheriff had mentioned they was trying to change that where the sheriff would apply. But for that one, the county judge still has to make application, and I just got the notice. And then the county attorney applies for theirs, and then the final issue is the district attorney will apply for theirs. So, and then those elected officials, the tradition has been the elected officials determine how that gets allocated among their staff as appropriate. Okay.
So we can wait on action?
On the SB 22 issue. And so, is there any other motion? Okay. All right. At this time, I call agenda item number 14, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the nomination of the Burnett County Central Appraisal District Board. Is there any public comment on this issue? Okay, so the county is authorized under law to appoint members to the Burnett County Central Appraisal District Board. The current members are willing to continue for another term. Do I hear a motion?
All the five, or those all the same five, right?
That's correct.
Well, I just wanted to make it clear that we don't actually appoint these people. We vote. We have 1,355 votes that we can cast towards these people. I have not had, have you had any contact with these people to find out if they wish to continue?
I think Mr. Hemphill did, didn't he?
I mean.
So it says in that letter.
Yeah, Stan Hemphill, the letter says that they've all agreed.
They've all went, okay.
Requested to extend, but no, I haven't talked to anyone of them individually.
Yeah, there it is. All in here. Okay, I move for approval.
Second.
Okay. Is there any public comment? I think I already asked that, but anyway, yes, I did. All right, it's been moved and seconded to adopt this list of names as nominees for selection. All those in favor say aye.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, sir, go ahead.
I do. Do those votes need to be split up equally between them, or does it matter?
I think that's what we historically have always done. So they're just weighted evenly between those five.
And that's part of the motion?
That's a friendly amendment to my motion, yes. Is that friendly to your?
Who it stands, second.
Second.
Okay. All right. Does that make sense?
Did the clerk get that? Thank you, ma'am.
All right. All right. Any public comment to the addition? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding invoice number TA25A0061 for the Central Texas College that was purchased without a PO. Is there any public comment? Okay. Chief Trevino, are you here to speak on this matter?
I believe this is the first time this has occurred. Previously, the CTC sends an invoice to our training sergeant, who then forwards them to our captain over that division. He signs them and sends them forward. In this case, he says he quite possibly grabbed a group that he had already signed and mistakenly grabbed one that hadn't been signed and put it in the interoffice memorandum, and purely a mistake, and that the process is typically that what I just explained, that it comes straight from them to our sergeant, to the captain signs off on it and sends it forward.
Yeah, and this isn't really about a gotcha moment. I just want to make sure that this invoice is something that somebody in your office needed to acquire or take care of for county business.
Absolutely.
Okay, so it's just a course, either course or course material that needed to be occurred, so somebody in your office could take care of this for
That is correct,
Yeah.
and it follows years of the same process, of that approval process.
Yeah. So what we're trying to determine here, more importantly than anything, since it wasn't identified as having a PO behind it, is the only thing we're trying to resolve if it was an appropriate expense for county government that we can reimburse. And to Chief's statement, it is an appropriate expense authorized, and we'll figure out be more careful about the paperwork in the future, but this is a legitimate expense for county government.
Yes.
Okay.
I move to.
Thank you.
I move to approve the payment of this.
Second.
Okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the payment of this. Thank you, Chief. Is there any public comment on the issue? Okay. All right, all those in favor, any further discussion or questions? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 20, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding budget interline item transfers. Today we have a transfer request in your packet from Precinct 3, and then I'm going to talk about one other in just a moment. So any comments about this? I'm sorry I didn't. This is just moving $1,000 to the right place where you need to spend it, correct?
It was for a printer.
Okay. All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this one, and then I have one more that I want to talk about separately, if that's okay.
Move for approval.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we go ahead and approve this line item transfer. Is there any public comment? Okay, seeing none. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay. So on this one, I'd laid in front of you, Commissioners, because of all the really stressful times over the last few weeks. There was some confusion on this number 20, the one I laid in front of you, number 20, to move some material for the sheriff's office to be able to make some purchases where they've obtained a need for uniforms for cadets and patches for uniforms and some hardwire vests and some replacement of file cabinets. It came in, but then apparently there was an error. It got sent back, and so what I'm doing is because of what the sheriff's office has been involved with this last several weeks, by the time the quotes got here, it came to me late yesterday evening, but it had been turned in but then reconsidered at the auditor's office. I'm recommending that we go ahead and approve this item, but I just want to do it with a caveat that this is not our normal business. We need to be really careful because our commitment has been, since I've been here, to make sure that the public has time to look over this material prior to this kind of thing. But given our extenuating circumstances, especially the work at the sheriff's office over the last couple of weeks, I think we should just go ahead and adopt this. It's basically $13,859 transfer, and it's all just moving money from one one line item to another. So I recommend approval. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there any public comment? Okay.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded that we approve this item for the sheriff's office. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The motion passes. Thank you, commissioners. Okay, I call agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding contracts, agreements, and grants to be approved and or ratified, sponsorship.
Judge, you missed 21.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. Sorry. I just did that.
I mean, you can go to 22 if that's what you want to do.
No, I want to go to 21. I really want to go to 21. I just put my mark in the wrong place. I call agenda item number 21, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action for the authorization of payment for claims previously approved by the county auditor. Is there any public comment? Okay.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the payments previously approved by the county auditor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Now I get to agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding contracts, agreements, and or grants to be approved and or ratified. We have a sponsorship for Music on Main Street, community level sponsor $500, Spectrum Internet Services for the Burnett County Library System, and an agreement with Tom Green County for jail services. Is there any public comment? Okay. Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve these contracts and agreements?
Move to approve.
Okay,
Second.
just want to make sure I did say that contracts, agreements, and sponsorships, excuse me. It's been moved and seconded, moved by Collier and seconded by Luther. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. I call agenda item number 23, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding rejecting all current bids for 25512003 Burnett County Jail roof repairs. Is Captain Kimbler here, or do you? Okay. Yes, thank you. I know he's not here because I can see, but I'm sorry.
This is Chief Trevino, Alan Trevino, Burnett County Sheriff's Office. The original bid process was too wide. We've got significant difference in the low bid and the high bid, and so it was determined to reject all of those and to tighten the variances on what was requested so that they could come in at a more reasonable and tightened scope of services provided.
And then we're also going to do number 24
Yes,
right
sir.
after this,
Yes, sir.
where that's going to be the instructions that are going to tighten those
Yes, sir.
requirements. Okay, great. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it.
I'd move to reject all current bids submitted on 255120-03.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we reject all bids for under this agreement, or under this bid proposal 255120.03. Any public comment? Okay, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Call agenda item number 24 related to this same thing is to go back and rebid 255120.03 for the Burnett County Jail roof repairs with updated specifications. Is there any public comment? Okay. All those, do I have a
Move for
motion?
approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we reissue bids for this project for the Burnett County Jail roof repairs. All those, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Motion passes. Okay, just next, I call agenda item number 25, acknowledgement of receipt, a tribute to the Old Joppa Bridge, the PEC notice of utility service connections, the City of Cottonwood Shores notice of public meeting for development project, TCEQ approval for temporary debris management site, and a letter from a citizen in Precinct 1, I think, Hoover Valley. Okay? There's are there any public comment? Is there any questions about this matter? Public comment on?
On the letter from, I think her name is Nedra.
Yes.
Does the court have any plans to address her concerns?
If we respond, I guess.
If you want to.
They are working now on an ESD in that area. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, we'll be having a public hearing on that. So.
Well.
All right. Anything else on that? Okay. All right. I call agenda item number 3, public comments pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.07. Commissioners Court will allow a person to make comment on an item not on the agenda. Is there any public comment?
Patty Gup, Burnett County taxpayer, interested person. After the July 17th special meeting at AgriLife, where the topic of Human Resources Committee came up, I did some research, and it appears the last time there is any reference to the HR committee in the court minutes that I can find was July 26, 2019, where the previous judge said the HR committee met and looked at some things, talks about sheriff's pay, deputies' pay, constables' pay. And then there were 2 other meetings before that, one in June of 2018 and another one in August of 2018. And so the HR committee, I've also looked to see if it's been disbanded. And with the research I was available to do on public records, the committee is still valid, has not been disbanded. So I would like to provide a copy of a transcript from July 26, 2019 for my public comment. Thank you.
Okay. All right, any other public comment for agenda items, for items not on the agenda? Okay. All right. Moving on, I call agenda item number 26. Anything standing out? Okay. Call agenda item number 27, adjourn. Do I hear a motion?
I move.
Is there any action on 26?
I asked if anybody has anything to
Okay, on modifying the schedule meetings.
We're just going to keep them weekly? Or keep them as we are?
for at least the next week, but I'll start adding, did I miss something? Apologize.
Judge, we just added that last agenda in the event that there was
I'm sorry.
a discussion.
I'm sorry, I grabbed the wrong one. I apologize. It's just, I must have grabbed the wrong one. Let me do that again. I call agenda item number 26, discuss, consider, and take appropriate action regarding the Commissioners Court modifying regularly scheduled meetings. For right now, till we get to August.
Continue on until we
15th.
deem otherwise.
We have a meeting scheduled for Thursday, and then we have the regular scheduled meeting on next Tuesday. And then I think once we get through the budget process, then we can start talking about alterations. All right, then now I'll call for item number 27. Do I hear a motion? Oh, that's the calendar.
Review.
Okay. Somehow I grabbed the wrong, made a mistake on my pull-out. Okay, anything else on 27 for calendar review? I call agenda item number 28.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, motion passes. Okay, we'll take about a